back to another episode of SV and Roxi, where we have conversations for the everyday woman by two everyday women. All right, today, my sister, we have to talk about those things that women should consider when they're gonna date younger. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love this topic because it comes up every time I'm out with my girlfriends and talking to you, right? Or we're out watching people like, wow, there's a big age gap, but it looks like it's working. So, I think people are doing things differently these days,
Yeah,
right? Especially if you're like, you've been on married and,
right.
open to new things. And so, for me, if a
And
woman of a
married,
certain
raising
age,
kids, all of that.
yeah,
Yes.
I think for me, looking for something different than when I was married 20 years because I enjoy life. I want to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be with someone who is necessarily my age. Because I think I'm a young version of a person my age. I like to
Yes,
have a good time, right?
I
And
agree.
and, and life is good. And I want to enjoy all of it. I don't want anyone who has hangups or pushbacks, and I want to go and I want to go. I want
Stuck
to
in
do
their
things.
ways.
I
Yeah.
don't want all that. Some people like that, but I don't want to sit in the couch and have dinner
Uh-uh.
at 5 every day. That's I want to be out and
Yeah.
about, right?
No, 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 no. We both have very young energy. And I
Mm-hmm.
really think it's a lot of it's about the energy that you bring to the table. And
Yeah,
you want that to be matched, you know?
absolutely. And when you're a certain age and you're comfortable with your life and yourself, you can be more choosy about the kind of person you want to spend your time with. And
Mhm.
sometimes it is someone who is chronologically younger in age, but they
Yes.
may be your age in spirit, right? And zest for life.
Hmm.
So I was actually doing a little research on this topic because I'm really curious
Okay.
about it, right?
Okay.
And I came across a couple articles, and it talked about, that older women are really more satisfied with dating someone younger, and also it talks about younger people are more interested in dating someone who's older, um,
Hello.
right? For a lot of reasons, and a couple of reasons it talks about is that when you have someone traditionally in a certain role, when someone is younger, it could shift power, right? It shifts power dynamics to more equality. For example, let's say that if it's an older woman with a younger man, right? Typically, traditionally, the men have the power and the women are living up and looking up. But sometimes it evens out the power, right? When you have someone who's younger.
Or you get to be in
Because
control.
yeah, and there's more diversity of thought and experiences, and
Mhm.
it's just they say it's greater equality. Um, Other articles talk about that, women who date younger, they feel more empowered in the relationship. And they tend to get more of what they want, I mean, sexually or otherwise.
Yes.
So, what do you think about that?
I absolutely concur, totally agree. Yes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yes, across the board. I mean, I for years have dated younger. I've had to purposely try to go older, and that's only because of friends in my ear. You should try
mm-hmm,
this and that.
mm-hmm.
Um, but that's just what I prefer. Like I said, the energy is matched
Yeah,
more times than not with a
yeah,
younger guy. And I think the youngest has been, like was 12 years my junior.
mm-hmm,
But we had a wonderful time. We had a great
yeah,
time. Um, and I found there were certain situations and certain times, certain discussions where when you're talking about that balance, where I thought I was like, oh, I'm the older one in this relationship. Let me guide him. Let me tell him this. And he'd be like, uh, no, I got it. I got it. And I was like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, okay. So I I love it.
Yeah,
I routinely and typically that's who I just gravitate towards. Um, so yeah, all across the
I'm
board.
with you there. It's not even that I gravitate, but I seem to attract
Mhm,
younger men. And it could be like a 20-year gap.
mhm.
And I'm always one to say, wait, what, do you know how old I am? Right? They don't mind.
Yeah.
But as you said, there are expectations that you have someone who's younger and how they're going to react to situations in life, and they surprise you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they are as mature as a person your age that you'd expect to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say to women out there and men out there and whoever, don't rule out someone who's younger than you and even significantly younger, because it could be a wonderful experience and really be an equal match.
Right, right, right. And no, you're gonna get some that are still, because we know psychologically the brain isn't fully developed till around
Yeah.
25, 26 years of age. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have some that are gonna fall into that space where they're just not mentally, psychologically ready,
Hmm.
or your life experiences aren't equally yoked. But
Sure.
there are a lot that's there.
Yeah.
You don't have to question that or worry about that. So I would say don't judge a book by its cover and just assume because they're younger, oh, I'm going to have to do this for that person, I'm going to have to, and then they haven't experienced this, or I'm going to be, having to enlighten them about things all the time. That has not always been the case for me. And
Hmm.
then the few that I ran across that was them, they got
Hmm.
weeded out pretty quickly. So don't waste
Exactly.
your time. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just not ready, and that's okay. They're good for somebody else. They're just not
Yeah.
good for you.
And
Yeah.
you have to accept that they still may be in their growth phase financially, building,
Hmm.
their financial situation, and maybe you're already there. And so, have the latitude and grace to allow someone to be where they are and just have that mutual respect. And I think it definitely can work. So,
Hmm.
there are double standards, by society, especially when you see, is it called a May December romance? When you see an
Yeah.
older woman with a younger man, as they used to call it. There's a
Hmm.
double standard. But
Right.
I don't see it all the time, but I'm seeing it more often. I'm saying, hey, more power to you. Go get it,
Absolutely.
right? Go
Absolutely.
get it. I
I'm
think it's
like, you
beautiful.
know what? You're a grown ass woman. Do what you want to do. Do what you
Exactly.
want to do. Date who you want to
Yeah.
date. You don't have to answer
Hmm.
to these people, societal norms, etc. Do
Yeah.
whatever you want, and be with whomever you want to be with.
Hmm. Hmm.
Period.
Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, there are different terms when a man is, dating a much younger woman. It's a little more, even, when they grow older, it's a little more
Yeah.
flattering, the terms that are used with them versus with women. Screw all of that.
Hmm.
Time is up for all of that. Ladies,
Yeah.
do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do. Enjoy your life. Live your life and
Absolutely.
enjoy your life. Yeah,
Yeah.
for
And I
sure.
read also that it says that women who were more than 10 years senior than a partner were definitely more satisfied in all areas of the relationship. And then they also felt that there was more commitment between the two,
Hmm.
in the relationship, because they had more to address and talk about and be honest about, right? And then more acceptance, right? So I think it could be really a nice opportunity in relationships, um,
Yeah,
to be more open, right?
yeah,
Definitely expands the opportunity,
yeah.
because
And
age is just a
experiences.
number, right?
Yeah, and your
Mhm,
experiences. I mean, there are some things that they're going to bring to the table that you
mhm.
haven't experienced, or you wouldn't even think, oh, that might, that's I'm not doing that or whatever. And you might totally enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then you can expose them to things that they've never been exposed to, and they might find that they're really into that as well. So
Mhm.
it opens up this whole new space of exploration and discovery just
Oh,
in
yeah.
life and things that
Mhm.
you can do together versus somebody that might be the same age or a little bit older, and they're stuck in this routine of, this is what this age group does, we go
Yeah,
to these things, we go to
yeah.
these events, we only frequent this place. No,
Mhm.
take me to a hole in the wall, let's go
Mhm.
just dance
Mhm.
reggae,
That's right.
switch it up, do
Yeah,
something different. And
yeah.
I have found, when I have those moments when those occur and I find myself like, oh my gosh, this is just so much freaking fun, it's usually with a younger guy,
Mhm.
so
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't think anybody at this point, in 2023, at this time in the world, and then also at this point in your life, you're doing your own thing, taking care of yourself financially. You've done the career thing. I've raised my own child. You've raised your child. Been married before. All those things. I don't think we should be hung up on anything. You
No,
know,
no.
we have earned the right to do what the hell we want to do and to
Absolutely.
date whomever we want to date, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there are some, I say cautions or just
Okay.
observations that they say that you should consider,
Okay.
considerations if you are going to date someone younger.
Okay.
Understand that that person may have different priorities. You know, they may still be climbing up the corporate ladder, which we
Yeah.
talked about, and financially. But the benefit is that a younger person has less of a past, right? That you have to deal with,
That's a
right?
great
Less
point.
drama they've experienced, so they're more open. They're not haven't been jaded.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you brought up, okay, back to where I was talking about the girls talked me into going out with this older guy, right?
Mhm.
We went to lunch. This guy had been married 3 different times, and
Mhm.
he started sharing all the history
Mhm.
of what he had done and the troubles and trials and tribulations of these through these different 3 marriages. And I was like,
Mhm.
what?
Do I really want to hear all that?
Not only did I not want to hear, but I was like, I'm not coming after that. Because,
Yeah. Yeah.
some people don't know how to let go of that baggage,
Mhm.
right? Because
And
I
move on.
remember one of his daughters, he ended up raising her by himself because the one mother became addicted. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Mhm. Mhm.
Did it happen? And I was like,
Drama.
that's too much. And
Drama.
if you
Yeah.
haven't let that go, I'm not trying to deal with all that. So that's a great
Absolutely.
point. That is a
Yeah.
great point.
Mhm. It says that younger folks are generally up to more adventure,
Yeah.
as you talked about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, and they may know of more fun things to do that are more up and coming that you haven't done before. So it creates that excitement of something new.
Exactly.
And it says you may get pushback from your friends and family, which you probably, would from a few, but for most part, I think people are cool with it. It's like people date interracially. It's like as long as you're happy, if you love them, I love them. If they make you happy, then they make me happy, right? And I'm all for it.
I'm just
Um,
going to say, that there are some people in some communities and some groups and some organizations that if you strolled in with a 20-year-old man on your arm, they're going to have, especially the married ones that are unhappy. I'm just going to throw that in there.
I was thinking
So,
that too.
so you are,
So they know that you're getting something that they aren't.
there you go. There
Right?
you go. There are going to trust, there are going to be some out there, but you still hold your head up high because you know what you're getting and
That's
what
right.
you have going on, and don't
That's
let that
right.
phase you.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And then
always
your
something
views
for
on commitment may differ too, right? When there's a gap. But again, you know, I would say for an older woman, my view of commitment may be different from someone who's, let's say, if they're 20 years younger, because maybe they're looking to kind of settle down, right? And
you.
maybe I would be like, no, I just want to keep it light, have a good time. So,
Mhm.
and they can go both ways. So I think the views on commitment
For
may
sure.
differ. And so that's a good discussion point to have,
Right.
right? And build towards.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because there were years where I was non-committal, like, marriage again, all that stuff. I was
Mhm,
like, I don't want to do all that. I want to
mhm,
just be free.
mhm.
Now I'm to the point where I would like to be married.
Okay.
But there were years where that was not the case. So,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
whatever floats your boat, wherever
Absolutely.
you are in life. And so you're right, that younger person could have those aspirations. That could be what they're thinking where you aren't.
Mhm,
So I think that information needs to be clearly defined.
mhm.
The I guess parameters
Yep.
of what our relationship is going to look like. Um, if we were to have a committed, somewhat committed, whatever it's going to look like, as long as you're communicating that and being
And that's the
totally
most
honest
important
with
thing.
people, you're
Because even if
fine.
it was someone who was your same age, you still have to talk about, as you said, the parameters of the
Yeah,
relationship and where you are and what you want out of it and where you like to see it go, regardless of age. So to me,
yeah,
that's actually doesn't even change between younger and older. It just opens up communication opportunities to be transparent, right, and honest.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Any other things that on that, what you
No,
were
that's
reading?
about it. A lot of things I've read, and even talking to friends about. I think overall, I think the general theme is be happy, right? Do what floats
Yeah.
your boat and meets your needs where you are right now in life, regardless of what
Yes.
people think. Be happy.
Yes. And have fun, grown people.
Have
Have
fun.
fun.
Have fun.
Life is too short And we have
Absolutely.
too many other things and too much other
Mm-hmm.
shit to deal with. And your
Mm-hmm.
relationship should not be that heavy
And serious.
thing that you
No.
know, that should be your fun
They
outlet
shouldn't keep
for.
you up at night. It should be something that you
There
just
you
live
go.
for and thrive
There
on.
you
And
go. After the
yeah,
work is done, after
yeah.
the meetings are done, you get
Uh-huh.
to be with this wonderful, amazing person in this great relationship.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's constructed, whatever it looks like. Be
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Be happy.
There you
Enjoy.
go. There you go. I'm with
Yes.
you on that.
Absolutely. So thank you everyone for joining us for another
Mm-hmm.
episode of SB and Roxy. Please be sure to check out the previous episodes that we have on YouTube. You can go on our social media pages and add your comments. What would you like for us to talk about next week? Please let us
Mm-hmm.
know. Other than that, we will talk to you all soon. Enjoy.
Bye.